Here we are, everybody. We are about to go racing here at Shanghai for the Chinese Grand Prix here. And it's lights out and away we go. It looks like Tezza gets a reasonable start there. Vista tucking in there in second place. You've got Mr. Johan there in third, as we can see. Justify there moving around the outside of Street Boy there into turn one, but goes a little bit deeper to the corner, and Street Boy gets him through the second part of the corner as we got Stiffy there moving ahead of the mark, and Matty Pitts now pulled a move here on Justify around the outside. Matty Pitts completed that one up into P5. A lovely move there from him. Mark getting around the outside. Stiffy there, as we can see. Magpie Toons dropped down to the back of the pack, so not sure what's happened to there to him, but Stiffy moving ahead of the Mark here as we go into this next corner. And you can see Mark losing places there. He's gone really deep into that section, and you can see he's dropping down the order like a stone at the moment. He's dropped now behind Truckee as well, as Matty Pitt there and Justify continuing their battle for P5, as Justify actually has lost out to Stiffy now as well. So Justify a bit of a sitting duck at the moment. Has now got V10 Ultra looking down his inside as well, and V10 Ultra makes that move up to P7 there. So that's now Justify there down to 8th place here in this race. We've got the Ferrari there, Street Boy looking down the inside of Mr. Johan at the moment, but nothing doing. But Tezza from Vista from Mr. Johan, with Street Boy Matty Pitt, followed by Stiffy, V10 Ultra ahead of Justify Truckee, and you've got Nino Blanco ahead of Mark, followed by Magpie Toon and Rexy Boy at the back of the pack at the moment as they come down the back straight here for the first time. Nino Blanco there really wide coming out onto the back straight. You can see Williams here is coming under pressure from so that's the Williams there actually getting ahead of the Aston Martin of Rexy Boy, and we've got Mr. Johan there moving ahead of Street Boy up into third place there on the exit of the hairpin. Now we can see Matty Pitt as well looking on the back of Street Boy as they come into the final corner, as Street Boy there goes really deep into the final corner, and that's going to allow Matty Pitt up into fourth place there, capitalises on that beautifully. Mark was also got ahead of Rexy Boy up into P12 as they're coming down the start finish straight, but Rexy Boy's not done here. He's on the inside, Mark on the outside. Who's going to come out on top in this one? Mark in the end has that preferred line there around the outside and keeps on to 12th place for the time being. But Tezza out the front's got the gap at just over a second over Vista at the moment. Mr. Johan a couple of seconds further back in third place ahead of Matty Pitt, followed by Street Boy. As V10 Ultra here looking on the outside of Stiffy. As these two are side by side, bit of a lock up there. You can see Stiffy just managing to run V10 Ultra out of road and holds on to P6. Mr. Johan's got Matty Pitt, Street Boy, Stiffy and V10 all in hot pursuit, justifying Truckee with Nino Blanco and Magpie Toon. So really from 3rd down to 11th, you've got 9 cars currently in a line here. They're dropping off at the front two. Tezza's pulled almost 2 seconds to Vista. Vista well ahead of this train of cars, so it really is from 3rd all the way down to 11th place. It's extremely tight here between these drivers. Stiffy's still challenging here, but V10 Ultra has got Justify and Truckee, the two McLarens, all over him as they come out the back straight. Oh, and Alpine there's lost it. Stiffy there losing places now, and he's down to 9th place. He's lost 3 places there through that one corner alone. V10 Ultra here is coming under heavy pressure from Justify as they come down towards the end of the back straight. Justify there has made that move over to P6 there as Magpie Toon moved in, and Nino Blanco up into P10 as well. So Magpie Toon into the points. Rexy Boy's got ahead of the Mark up into P12. Mr. Johan's got ahead of Matty Pitt on the exit of the hairpin up into 3rd place. Stiffy there has made the move on Magpie Toon as well, back up into 9th place. So that's another position regained there for Stiffy, but Magpie Toon getting a lovely exit out of the final corner, beautifully suckering him there down the start finish straight, back up into 9th place once again here. Great battles between these guys. We can see Stiffy just straight a little fade to the inside there on Magpie Toon into turn 1, but nothing doing just at the moment as Tezza is still leading the race by just over a second ahead of Vista. There's Mr. Johan with Matty Pitt keeping him on his toes at the moment. Street Boy, Justify, V10 Ultra, Truckee, Magpie Toon, Stiffy and Nino Blanco here challenging on the back of Stiffy as he's going for a little switch back to the inside there, too far back. Justify, oh, and V10 Ultra have come together. V10 Ultra has managed to get it together. He just made slight contact there with Justify as he was regathering himself, but managed to avoid a catastrophic incident there. And we go again there between those two for the time being. Street Boy there running a little bit wide, but keeping it on the road at this point. Chazamaza still leading the race by a second and a half ahead of Vista at this point. Mr. Johan there in third. Matty Pitt went a little bit deep into that corner, but he's got Street Boy still behind him at the moment. V10 Ultra is in between the McLarens of Justify and Truckee at this point. You've got Magpie Toon there ahead of Stiffy, who currently occupies that final points paying position, but he's got the Ferrari on the back of him. Oh, Mr. Johan, what's happened to him? He's lost out to Street Boy and Matty Pitt, and now Street Boy there on the inside of Matty Pitt as well. So Mr. Johan there losing out 2 places in the space of a couple of hundred metres, but Street Boy's gone really deep there out of the hairpin, and Matty Pitt gets a beautiful cutback there out of the hairpin into the final corner. Matty Pitt now into the podium places, but is he going to be able to hold on to that? Is he going to start to pull away from this pack, or is he going to come under pressure now from the Ferrari of Street Boy? Watch as Street Boy gets closer and closer with the DRS open to the inside he goes, and job done there for Street Boy up into 3rd place, gets that position back off of Matty Pitt. Excellent racing here in the first few laps here at Shanghai for this Chinese Grand Prix here at Purple Sector, the penultimate round of the season. One thing that's very, very crucial to note here tonight is that Teza Muzza, who's the race leader at the moment, can wrap up the championship with 1 round to spare. As long as he, well, I think he doesn't even need to win. He just needs a few points. I'll get the chest standings up in a second, and we can actually be able to tell you exactly what the situation is, as Mr. Johan there getting back ahead of Matty Pitt. So Matty Pitt, after gaining 2 places and moving up into 3rd place, has now dropped back down to P5 now. He's now behind Justify as well. So Justify up into 5th place. You can see Matty Pitt losing place after place after place. Has he got damage here? He has got damage. No, yeah, he's missing his front left end plate. So that's why Matty Pitt is completely a sitting duck at the moment, as Truckee there managing to lose out to Magpie Toon there. Magpie Toon around the outside as they come down towards the end of this little straight. The McLaren there diving down the inside of Truckee, and Magpie Toon has to back out of that one. Both of these two, though, are going to be on the back of Matty Pitt in a second, and surely he's going to have to come into the pits and get that fixed. That damage is clearly costing him time at the moment, as Nino Blanco moving ahead of this Stiffy up into P10. But down the long back straight once again. Just look at that train of cars. So many drivers in a short space here. Truckee down the inside of Matty Pitt into the hairpin. Stiffy also moving ahead of Nino Blanco as well into the braking zone. Up into P10 he goes. Matty Pitt getting a cut back there on Truckee, but surely he's coming into the pits. Yes, he is. As Matty Pitt there brings his limping Williams there into the box. But Tezza, you're still your race leader at the moment by just over a second here ahead of Vista. So as things stand in this race, Tezza will be the champion here for this realistic car performance season here at Purple Sector. But still a long way to go in this race. Who knows what could happen? He's got Vista also keeping him on his toes at the moment, not letting him off the hook. And Tezza will be wanting to get the race win, I'm sure about that. He'll be wanting to take the championship on a high with a really good performance as well. His gap in the championship currently 43 points over V10 Ultra in 6th place. So basically all he needs is, even if V10 Ultra were to win the race, which is not looking very likely at this point, but let's just say for example he was to win the race, Tezza would only need P6. So Tezza needs to finish 6th to secure the title, but with V10 in the position that he's currently in, I think Tezza's pretty much got it done, because if Tezza were to retire from the race, say for example, V10 would have to finish P2 or higher. So basically I think it's a done deal here. I think it's all but done in the favour of Tezza Muzza. He's just got to keep his wits about him, play the long game here and not get too caught up in this battle for the race win. Obviously he'd love to win the race, and I'm sure he's going to fight for it, but he just needs to really get this one to the flag. But Justify in the meantime still running in P5 just ahead of V10 Ultra as they're coming into the final corner. You've got Truckee there just behind them ahead of Magpie 2 and Stiffy there about a second ahead of Nino Blanco at the moment. There's Rexy Boy the mark. Matty Pitt having an absolute nightmare after that impromptu pit stop. Had to bring it in on the previous lap, which has just derailed his race completely after he was briefly in a podium spot a lap or so ago. Not sure what happened. It must have surely been a collision with Street Boy, because he was ahead of Street Boy and then suddenly he was being passed by pretty much the entire pack all at once. V10 just ahead of Truckee. The positive for Matty Pitt though is that obviously he's now done his pit stop, and he's got some hard tyres on, which will comfortably take him to the end of the race, but it does mean he won't be able to run the fastest strategy, which is a soft medium strategy. So that's going to be of some frustration to him, because I'm sure he would have dearly loved to have do a soft medium or medium soft stint. I think he started on the mediums, so that would have been a very advantageous strategy to be on, but as things have panned out, it's not probably going to be the case. One interesting thing to note as well is that Tezza is on the soft tyres and Vista's on the mediums, so as we see the mark there, and Rexy Boy battling, but yeah, Tezza's on the soft, so he should on paper have the faster car in this first stint. That will mean that the roles will be reversed in the second stint, and that Vista will have the faster tyres. And Vista also moving ahead of Tezza as they come into the hairpin as well. Is he going to complete that move there on the exit? Tezza managing to get a lovely exit, managing to keep himself there on the outside, and is going to hold on to the lead for the time being as he now restricts Vista's exit there on coming out of the final corner. Vita Ultra and Trucky here battling as they come into the final corner as well. Vita Ultra trying to keep it around the outside there. Trucky still battling with him as they come down the start finish straight here. And Vista and Tezza still going at it as there's contact there between them. Tezza really forcing his elbows out there, trying to keep Vista out of the way. Vista can't do it. Vista can't keep on him there, and is giving up on that one for now. Interestingly, I was saying that if the V10 Ultra, I was saying the V10 Ultra had to finish P2 or higher if Tezza were to retire in the very unlikely event. Another candidate for the championship, albeit a very, very outsider one at that, is Vista. He's actually 2 points behind V10 Ultra in the championship. He's 45 points behind Tezza as things stand. But if Tezza were to DNF from this race, Vista would need to win, but he's currently in P2 at the moment, so if Tezza were to crash out and Vista were to go on and win the race, then the gap in the championship between those two would be 19 or 20 points, depending on if Vista were able to get the fastest lap or not, which would mean it would be mathematically on still at the end of the season. But who knows how it's going to all end up here as Vista with the DRS moves ahead of Tezza once again into the hairpin. And this is even more of a reason why Tezza just needs to play it cool here, as Magpie Toon's there is trying to make this move on Trucky, but Trucky has lost out to Vita Ultra there, so Vita Ultra there up into P7. Justify's got ahead of Mr. Johan up into 4th now, that's because Mr. Johan's into the pits. So is Tezza as well, so Tezza Brig coming in from those soft tyres. Vista continuing on his way, obviously with the this ace up his sleeve in terms of the strategy here tonight. Tezza and Mr. Johan currently in the pits at this moment in time. And Vista out the front has got just under a 5-second gap here over Street Boy. Vita Ultra here still on the back of Magpie Toon in this battle for 4th place. Trucky and Stiffy and oh no. Oh, Trucky's been taken out there. Oh no, there was an incident there. And that was just really unfortunate there. An incident with Nino Blanco. I think, no, it wasn't Nino Blanco, sorry. It's really hard to see because it all happened so quickly. I was watching Magpie Toon. Suddenly Trucky got hit in the back. And he's now down to 8th place here. So what on earth has happened there? Trucky, a very unfortunate victim there in that one, but we move to V10 Ultra, who's on the back of Magpie Toon right now as they come down the long back straight here. V10 Ultra looking to the outside now, Magpie Toon covering it off. He's going to have to go around the long way here as V10 Ultra goes late on the brakes there, but Magpie Toon keeping himself on the inside. V10 can't hold it, and Magpie Toon for the time being holds on to 4th place there as V10 got a bit of a twitch coming out of the hairpin. But for the time being, keeping it together here. He's got DRS down the start finish straight as well, which could give him a chance to come back at him and move up into 4th place again. Here we go then, V10 Ultra to the inside, and he's going to be alongside here into turn 1. Is he going to complete the move? As Magpie Toon trying to hold it around the outside here. V10 Ultra is going to have to hug the inside for this never-ending corner, but Magpie Toon is going to hold himself there, and it's going to poke his nose back up the inside, and these two having a great scrap here, but Magpie Toon managing to just about cling on to that position here. This is bringing Stiffy into the mix whilst these two slow each other down. Oh, V10 with a late dive there, goes deep into the corner. Magpie Toon sees that one coming from a mile off and manages to get a cut back there. V10 almost spinning it on the exit of the corner. Now loses out to Stiffy as well. V10 Ultra there went to gain the position, ended up to P6 after trying to get 4th place there. But now V10 trying to come back at Stiffy here. Thing is though, V10's on the soft tyres compared to these two on the mediums, so these two will have a quicker car in the final stint. But they're saying that his tyres should be pretty worn out now. He's done a good job of getting them this far because he's going to be doing at least 9 laps on these. Always he goes deep there, tried to come back at Stiffy there into that braking zone. He's really struggling on those tyres right now. He's beaten Ultra and he needs to get himself in as quickly as he possibly can. But he can push to his heart's content here on the next set of mediums, because 11 laps is more than doable. Stiffy's close here on the back of Magpie 2, and as they're coming, they jump on board with Stiffy here. He looks to the outside as Magpie 2 trying to just to enter the middle of the track there. Tezza in the meantime, our was race leader, who's just trying to cut his way through the traffic there. He's made the move on the mark up into P8. Now he can try and focus on Rexy Boy, who's just up ahead of him here. So Tezza stuck in a bit of traffic. That will be slowing him down. That will hurt him a little bit in his battle for the win with Vista. But he should be lapping quicker than Vista at this point, and he is lapping quicker than Vista. So the undercut here for Vista will have those faster, fresher, soft tyres on at the end of the race, which could keep him in very good stead here in the closing stages. So we've got to keep our eye on this. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Tezza take the lead after Vista comes in, but Vista will be tearing after him at the end of the race. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it all works out once we get to the checkered flag here. Stiffy in the meantime is still in the back of Magpie 2 in the battle for 4th place. Let's just keep reminding ourselves that Tezza Mazza can wrap up the championship here tonight. All he needs is a P6 here, and he's got the championship done, regardless of anything else that happens, of any other drivers finishing positions. Let's go to the battle here for P10. Currently, V10 Ultra's just been into the pit. Anti-pit came in a few laps ago. Both of these two can go to the end, but V10 Ultra on much faster tyres. Surely this isn't going to be too much of a contest here, as Matty Pitt doesn't really defend it. V10 Ultra now to the inside with the DRS as well. This is surely going to be a routine overtake here for V10 Ultra, as up into the points he goes, and now he can try and focus on Truckee just a little bit way up the road there in front of them, as Mark into the pits here at the end of lap 10. Coming in at the halfway point, but Matty Pitt, having been passed by V10 Ultra now, just behind him as they come down the start-finish straight. But V10 Ultra can now try and chase after Truckee, who is currently running in P8, and he's only a second and a half up the road from V10. At this point, you can see the McLaren there, just up ahead there, not too far away. Street Boys picked up a 3-second time penalty here for track limits. So he becomes the second driver in this race after Truckee. Not been too bad in terms of penalties here tonight. Not too many drivers overstepping those limits, which is what you want to see, I suppose. If you're just a little bit too far back off of Magpie 2. Magpie 2 seems to be stronger in that middle sector, and coming into this final sector just has the legs over Stiffy. Vista into the pits here at the end of lap 11. He'll be putting the soft tyres on going to the end, I'm sure. Street Boy also coming in. Seems like the drivers have a lot of confidence in the soft tyres around here to go a fair old way. 9 laps is no mean feat on softs around the average circuit, but clearly they feel that this Shanghai International Circuit isn't too bad of a track on tyres. So predictably Tezza retains, or rather regains the lead, I should say, having done the undercut there on his fresher tyres. But Vista now on those soft tyres will have a much faster package in this final stint of the race. Softs typically have about 7 or 8 tenths a lap, and at this point, obviously with their fresh, they probably have about a second a lap on Tezza at least. So yeah, I reckon for these first couple of laps he'll be reeling him in very, very quickly indeed, and then it's a case of just trying to keep consistent and gradually bringing that gap down. But who knows how it's all going to work out. It's going to be close, I tell you that. It's going to be very, very tight between them. V10 here on the back of Justify, the battle for P5 and 6. You've got Truckee there just behind these at the moment as well. So these three are still battling over P5 at this point. Tez's still in a championship taking position at the moment. Only needs P6, as we said before. He's currently leading the race. But if he gets dragged into a fight here with Vista, could he potentially be forced into a mistake or some kind of knee-jerk decision which might lose him the win? Could even end his race and, who knows, keep the championship alive? Or are we going to be seeing Teza wrapping up another purple sector championship here tonight? Still a fair old way to go, only just over halfway through the race here, lap 12, or end of lap 12 of 20, on to lap 13. Trucky here with the DRS on V10 Ultra. He's going to get there just a little bit too late. V10 defends the inside line there for good measure. Didn't really need to. Trucky was not going to get there. But ultimately he played it safe there to V10 Ultra, and Trucky's still very, very close here, putting him under some significant pressure. Oh, Street Boy there goes really deep and makes the move there on Mr. Johan up into third place. So he made that move. It was a bit of a dive bomb there going into the end of that little straight. And Mr. Johan now still in the slipstream. But Street Boy on those fresh soft tyres, I think will start to pull away here. So that was why it was such a speculative move there, because obviously the tyre advantage means that you can afford to dive bomb someone's inside like that and pretty much still make the corner and still get a better exit if they were on the same tyres. With similar tyre life, that move would never have come off in a million years, but that's the kind of move you only ever see when you've got a massive tyre offset advantage, and Street Boy made the most of it there. Gap at the front between Tezza and Vista has come down by about 5 seconds in one lap, so Tezza's made a mistake somewhere. And that gap is absolutely tumbling right now. So the race is on for the victory here tonight. Street Boy here is trying to make the move on Mr. Johan. He's just squeezing ahead there up into the podium places. Mr. Johan trying to keep it around the outside. Bit of a luck up there from the Haas driver. Street Boy in the Ferrari has made that move, stick up into third place. Magpie Tune on the back of Trucky as well in a battle for 7th place. They're a couple of seconds clear of Stiffy, who's got Nino Blanco about a second behind him at this point. But the gap is really, really coming down here between Tezza and Vista. Vista now within a second of Tezza. The gap at the beginning of this lap was just under 3 seconds. It's under 2 seconds already. Vista gaining about a second, 2 seconds a lap on Tezza. Obviously the previous lap wasn't really representative because obviously I think Tezza made a mistake. He gained 5 seconds in one lap, but he's about 2 seconds a lap quicker at this point is Vista. There is no doubt about it. You can see how much more confidence, how much more grip he has in that car. Look at this. It's like watching an F1 car really in an F2 car. I'd say GP2 there, Fernando Alonso, but into turn one we go. It's a matter of time now before Vista gets ahead of him. The question is though, are his tyres going to have enough to be able to get him to the end here? But Vista has made that move and he's made it stick on Tezza, and that wasn't even really a contest. There was no doubt, was it? He just drove. It was like watching. It was like watching a Lamborghini overtake a combine harvester. No, not a combine harvester, but watching a Lamborghini drive past a Fiat 500 in the countryside. It was just so easy. So Vista on those faster, fresher tyres, but his soft tyres are going to wear out very quickly. And I reckon the last couple of laps could be a little bit hairy here for Vista, especially with the way he's pushing at the moment. So don't rule out Tezza being able to potentially come back at him in the late stages. I'd say it's unlikely though, because Vista, with the confidence he's got right now, should be able to get this one home relatively easily. You would have thought anyway. Justify on the back of Mr. Johan here in the battle for 4th place. They're still going at it at the moment. Stiffy within a second, just about of Truckee at this point. Gap already, nearly 2 seconds between Vista and Tezza, as Tezza, bit of a slide there into the hairpin. Justify has made the move on Mr. Johan with the DRS up into 4th place there, made it very early down the straight, just after the DRS had been activated there, so I think that Justify must have got a much better exit than Mr. Johan out at the corner before the long back straight. But Justify now up into 4th place, and nonetheless with that one. Stiffy got a little bit closer to Truckee there down the back straight, but he's still just a little bit adrift. Saying that though, if he can get a good exit here, he might have a chance into turn 1 now. He's a little bit too far away. He'll get DRS to bring him that little bit closer, but just not close enough at this point. Here are V10 and Magpie Toon coming out onto the long back straight once again. Magpie Toon getting a good run there, and it's got ahead of him there with DRS as well. That should be able to help him defend V10 Ultra with the Stripstream, but it's not giving him any advantage there because of the DRS there. Magpie Toon, he's trying to come back in here on the exit. Magpie Toon should be able to get a better run out of the corner on those soft tyres as well. Magpie Toon does keep onto P6 there. Stiffy now really close on Truckee here, coming through the final corner. V10 Ultra pretty close with Magpie Toon, but he's not close enough to make a move here down start finish straight. Neither is Stiffy on Truckee, so they're all going to hold position for the time being. But exciting racing here in the closing laps at Shanghai for this Chinese Grand Prix here at Purple Sector. Currently it's Vista with just under 5 seconds of a gap over Tezza Mazza, so it's looking like Vista is going to take the win here tonight. But Tezza, P2, currently on course to take the championship. Showing that Vista's strategy was definitely the best one to be on. Doing his opening stint on the mediums and was keeping up with Tezza, and actually had the lead at the first round of pit stops as well. Goes to show he was just in a pretty much a league of his own here in this one. The sort of pace that he was showing on the mediums, where Tezza really should have had the upper hand, and he was just putting him under pressure and was the faster driver despite the tyre offset. And then you see what the pace is like with Vista on the soft tyres. He's just absolutely driven away from Tezza. He's completely left him in his dust as he starts lap 18 now. And kudos to Tezza because he's been the most consistent driver this season, and he's going to be the deserved champion. But tonight, certainly Vista's night. He's given it everything. He's left absolutely nothing out there on the track, and he's really given a good account of himself here tonight. V10 Ultra pretty close on the back of Magpie Toon here as they're coming on the start finish straight, but just a little bit too far away here. Magpie Toon's going to hold on to that one for now. Oh, massive lock up there from Magpie Toon. Manages to stay ahead there of V10 Ultra. Didn't really cost him much time in the grand scheme of things, did it? He kind of just kept on to it, held on to it nicely. But is V10 Ultra going to be smelling blood at this moment? Mark's coming into the pits to retire from the race. Oh dear. I don't know what's. I mean, I suppose he was out of the points, so kind of felt like it was a bit futile coming in, especially when he's coming in for damage at this stage in the race. Kind of understand it, I suppose. It does make sense. Tell you what, we've got a heck of a battle on our hands here for 5th place with Mr. Johan, Magpie Toon and V10 Ultra all running really close at this stage. A lap and a half left to go here for these guys. What can Magpie Toon do here? On the back of Mr. Johan. Mr. Johan on those worn out hard tyres. Magpie Toon on some worn out soft tyres. V10 Ultra on some worn out medium, so they're all on worn tyres. It's a case of who can manage their tyres the best. Magpie Toon and V10 Ultra on the faster tyres, but their tyres are going to be shot to pieces. Are they going to have anything left here? Here we go. Magpie Toon looks to the inside and makes the move easily there on Mr. Johan with the DRS. V10 Ultra too far back, but Magpie Toon are up into 5th place. That's job done there for him. And Mr. Johan will try and keep himself close in the next few corners to maybe try and mount a challenge down the start-finish straight, but I think he's too far away there. Magpie Toon gets a reasonable exit out of the final corner. Mr. Johan's too far away. None of them are really close enough to make a move in a DRS train down the start-finish straight. Mr. Johan getting some closing speed there towards the end of the straight on Magpie Toon. Not close enough at the moment. As Nino Blanco's moved up into 9th place here. Mr. Fee's retired when he was on course to score a World Championship point here. So he's just thrown away a point. Let's hope he's not in any close battles that could force him to live to rue that, because that would be frustrating if that is the case for him. Not sure why you'd retire when you're in the points, but anyway, Magpie Toon still running in P5 ahead of Mr. Johan and V10 Ultra as we're on the final lap here at Shanghai for this round 9 of 10 for the Purple Sector Formula 1 League realistic car performance season. Final few corners for this man Vista, who has been the man of the moment here tonight. He has had a great battle with Tezza in the first part, and they really did go toe-to-toe in the opening first few laps, but that was mainly because Vista was on the slower tyres, the mediums, compared to Tezza on the softs. When the roles were reversed in this second stint, there was absolutely no contest here. Tezza is the man of the season, but Vista coming out the final corner is going to take the race win here at Shanghai. But Tezza Mazda's going to come into the final corner, and he's going to wrap up the championship here for season 10 for the realistic car performance season here. The final season of F123 here at Purple Sector. Tezza Mazda, your champion here for this season. Yet another accolade for Tezza Mazda. He's won at Motive in the F1 League. He's won at Purple Sector multiple times. Justified takes third ahead of Street Boy in 4th, followed by Magpie Toon P5. Mr. Johan 6th ahead of V10 Ultra, who comes over in 7th. Truckee is going to cross the line in P8, and it's going to be Nino Blanco to complete the classification here in 9th place. The rest of them all retired. But this man here is your race winner. Your race winner. And yeah, Mr. Your race winner. But Tezza Mazda, your second place driver tonight, is the champion once again here at Purple Sector. Congratulations to Tezza Mazda. Congratulations to Truckee on driver of the day as well. But yeah, congratulations all around there to Vista on a really, really strong drive. Definitely was the driver with the best pace here tonight. Was in a league of his own. Fastest lap 34.3 in that second stint. Absolutely superb. But Tezza Mazda, your champion here at Purple Sector once again. Thanks for joining us here on Motive Racing's Super Sunday. Stick around because we'll have the final race of the season, round 10 of 10, coming up in a few moments' time. And obviously we've got the GT3 once again on Assetto Corsa Competizione coming up, the console version of ACC coming up at 8 p.m. UK time. So yeah, stick around for that, guys. We'll see you all for that very soon. Yeah, take it easy. And yeah, in a bit.